So I just finished doing my IM6 mindset lesson on setting goals. If you're watching this now, this is the questions being answered by me. So everybody who joined the call has the opportunity to ask me some questions about what I've spoken about, see if they need some clarification or for me to go into a little bit more depth on any of the steps in the process of achieving pretty much anything that you want in life if you can adopt these things. All right. First question I can read here. Do you have any good recommendations for meditation apps to help develop a positive mindset? Um, the quick answer is no. Like, I don't know. Meditation. See, the thing is, what we're doing right now is meditation, right? See, it just depends how you look at something. So a person's perspective determines what that thing is. If you're standing from a position looking at something, you see it a certain way, and then in your head, you decide what that thing is. But if you were given a different position, you'd see it from a different point of view. My point of view on meditation is this, that we meditate by using our brains, not by emptying our brains, but by using them. What we need to do, all good, Dave. I'll see you tomorrow, mate. All that we need to do is we need to clean up the mess that's inside of our head. So what's happened in life is that from very young we've been programmed a certain way to think and believe and behave in a certain way. Our habits are something that's been instilled in us. We've watched, we've learned, we've followed, and we can change those things. It's the programming that needs changing. So meditation to me is trying to change the programming. It's not about emptying your brain and trying to not think of anything. So if that's the kind of meditation that you're talking about, to build the positive mindset with the music and the sound, that's not the same. I don't believe that that is effective for changing subconscious behavior or thoughts into better conscious. Um, uh, when you take when subconscious thoughts come through, our consciousness, our conscious mind takes it and uses it how we want it to be used, right? So if there's something negative that keeps coming to your consciousness, like your forefront of your thinking, you have a choice to decide how you use it. Now, when you meditate and clean up the programming, you can't change the subconscious, but you can change the conscious. You can change how you react and respond to some of those feelings that come through. And some, like, for example, sitting in front of the TV and being like, oh, I feel like this or feel like that, or when I get sad and I go to food and food becomes my comfort, you can change that because that negative association that you've had with food can be changed inside of the brain because we can think differently about it. So meditation, I would instead look to find people who you don't speak about pumping up, but rather educating on how to reprogram the thinking. Because everything comes from our thoughts. Well, before that, it comes from our beliefs and then our thoughts. So if beliefs are messed up, like for example, some people believe there's more than two genders. You're never gonna get a person who believes there's only two genders to agree with a person who believes there's more than two genders. This is just the way it is. The belief system dictates the thought, the thinking, and then the behaviors. You have to first change the belief to get people on board. Both people believe the same thing. Cool. Then they can start to think the same and start and so on. So that's just probably an idea. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but anyway, I said it. I don't care. Sometimes I have time to do either a workout or 45 minute. Which should I choose? Always a workout. All right. Very good. If you're on this call or listening to these answers, and this may not even be, this is just such a good question. I love it. This is not really on the topic of what we're doing, but I'll answer this question. You must train and you must train hard. Like weight training is what keeps your body strong, builds muscle, it burns fat, burns calories, and not just at the time, but afterwards. It boosts your metabolic rate. Resistance training is the key to longevity in the way of exercise. It's the best way to do it because the risk of injury is super low and the risk of or the benefit of health is it's like exponential. So good. All right. A good speaker on this topic, Joe Dispenza. Yeah, he has a good book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Yeah, that's probably sounds like a good book. It's a good title, that's for sure. Yeah, we are. the thing is what Joe said there in that name of that book, essentially is what I'm talking about here. And it probably is, hey, right, Joe? You 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 are gonna be programmed in a certain way. Your parents did stuff, your uncles and aunts and friends at school taught you things, your teachers taught you things, you learned a whole bunch of television programs you watched, you've learned stuff. If you've been around people that are like super negative, trust me, you're probably going to be super negative. When I went to England, I was born in South Africa. South Africa is a friendly place, super friendly. We were like, you walk into the shop, see Danny, take care, hey. Um, oh, that's good. I'm glad. Danny says it came at the best time for her. It's really good. You walk into a shop in South Africa, and the people, they're not fake. They're not saying hello to you because they want to sell you something. They're just genuinely nice and just friendly. So when I went to England, I was continued with that friendly persona, right? I'd be like, walk down the high street and be like, hey, 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 and everyone's hey. And then like, as soon I realized that everybody's miserable in this place. Like you go into the tube station, and trust me, you smile at someone and they're like give you the dirty. It sucks. So you become like that, and soon, maybe it took a year, I don't know how long, I was just like all those miserable people on the public transport. So um yeah, you learn things and you start to become things. And I'll tell you one thing, the bad breeds way faster than good. The evil negative breeds twice as fast. Like as soon as you get people, in a complaining manner, everyone joins in. It's like in England, it was so annoying. I went to the doctor's one time, and we had to wait in NHS for this specialist, right? But this is the best guy in like the entire country. And then we're sitting in a room of like 15 people. But then these people around me were complaining and complaining and complaining. They were doing my head in, and they kept on. But then guess what? They become friends. They become like, they start interacting with one another. Oh, they're always late, this, all that. And they're constantly moaning and complaining. I sat there, I'm like, you ungrateful pigs. Like, you're so ungrateful. You are sick. You should be grateful. You're so privileged to actually have a specialist who's going to see you. Don't matter that you have to wait 2 hours, 3 hours. Who cares? You wait the whole day. It's a bad attitude, and but it breeds bad attitude. But if a person like myself said, come on, just cheer up, it's fine, they'd be like, it would take so much more than that. I'd have to go and bring them alcohol, drinks, party poppers for them to cheer up. It's way more effort to make people happy and positive than it is to make people miserable and depressed and negative. Um, Sarah, take care. I'll see you next week. Have a great time. I'm just trying to look at your question there. Looking at a question, but I keep scrolling at the wrong thing. Oh, that thing moves. Yeah, how do you keep motivation up when you don't see the expected results? Yes, and we've spoken about this, and I think it's a very good question. But if you think about everything that I've spoken about, you have to go through that entire process. Um, your process is someone puts me. The process is that you need to have the goal, then you have to have the why, then you have to get the mindset right, and then once you're in that process, well, you're testing things, right? You put stuff in place, you map it out, and you're doing the work, not half-heartedly, but put all your effort into it, and then you manage it. Once you start to see this isn't working, you need to adjust. So your motivation or feeling like doing it shouldn't be the question ever. You should be like, I need to learn how to do this. It's like if you had no money and you needed to feed your child, you'd figure out a way. This is just like your motivation would be so high, right? And it doesn't matter how you feel about it, even if you went up to 15 different businesses and said, give me a job, give me a job, give me a job. They all say no. It's not going to stop you because you have a reason to keep trying. So therefore you go and eventually you go, bang, someone helps and gives you a job. That's that's why motivation isn't something you should be like, I'm not motivated because of, no, your why isn't big enough. If you're thinking that your motivation is going, you keep on testing the system until you achieve the result. You keep on adjusting the system until you achieve the results. Not a thing of maybe, it's a thing of when. When you learn, when you do this, no, maybe I'll get the result. Maybe it's not. Trust me, no human being on this planet is immune to a calorie deficit. You just have to find your calorie deficit. Nobody is immune to energy balance, and it doesn't work like that. If a person takes a weight and does this above their head every single day, and they keep on increasing the weight, every single person on the planet will get stronger in this movement. Not maybe, definitely, just need to do it, do the work. So I love that question. But it's not about the motivation. Your motivation needs to be such that even when you're not getting results, all you're focused on is, what do I need to change? What do I need to change? What do I need to do? Not whether you feel like continuing or not. Yeah. See you, Paula. This one there. What? I'm trying to get to this one there. Yeah. So Aggie Aggie wrote, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says, F the feelings, you do what you need to do to get the results. And then she writes, David says, don't think, just do. And it's true, don't think, just do. Because you think you're like then having to depend on a feeling. It's not about your feeling, it's about your why. And your why is going to give you something that it's outstanding. It's something that's going to change your life. If it's not, like, then you will never, like I said to you earlier in the call, it's like, if you don't have a reason big enough, you won't. Like, there's no, what's in it for me? That kind of thing. Everybody is like that onto the planet. Nobody really does anything without the actual benefits attached to the work. You have to love that thing. And then that thing serves you back by giving you the thing that makes you proud of yourself or confident or whatever it is. You got to love it. When people say to me, oh, I hate this exercise, I'm like, yeah, well, you're never going to get good at it then. It's like, you have to learn to love the exercise that you hate. Turn that exercise that you hate into one that you love, and soon you'll see how good you become at it. And this is something that I want to say. Nobody ever did anything well when they didn't feel like it. Think about it. That is very powerful. If you want to do something well, you have to change your attitude towards that thing first, fall in love with it, and trust me, you'll give your best effort. Nobody ever did anything well when they didn't feel like it. Trust me, it doesn't work like that. Um, Next question, if there is. Yeah. Let me just see what this one says. Also have to run, but found this really useful and encouraging. Love your philosophy because for reflection on my why am I? Yes, good. I just want to see who that is. I can't see the thing. Anybody else with a question? No, I can't seem to be moving this thing. I wonder why that is. Yeah, there we go. Nick, cool. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, there. Joe, can you please just restate the 6 M's? I wrote them down as you were speaking, but I only ended up with 5. I'm just wondering. Cool. So it's I, inspiration, M, motivation, M, mindset, M, map it out, M, manage it, M, manipulate it, M, master it. Yeah, that's Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn said you have to suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Motivation. That's literally like the first big M. Yeah. And then who else? There we go. Management manipulation master. Is that there one? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think that's it. Cool. Any other questions before we end the evening? Happy to answer. Right. No questions coming through. But like, listen, you guys, this is my heart. This is my passion. This is how I see life, right? It's like what the other morning I woke up and I'm tired. Like literally, I don't say I'm tired anymore, but I'm telling you I'm tired. Like I'm working 7 days a week and not just working with the work that I do. I already work 6 days out of seven with my work, which is my fitness coaching and my work with you guys at the gym. And but in the afternoons on a Friday, I'll finish and I'll come home and I'll get changed and I'll go outside. No matter how hot it is, I start. The first when I started with my fencing, I flipping had to listen to how difficult this job is. I've got this much space, right, between the current fence of the property, which borders the boundary line, and a wall that's inside of the pool area where my fencing had to start. I literally had to use that tiny space to dig down with a small shovel and my hands, and I used a big drill. It's a demolition drill to chisel away all of the excess mortar that was used to make those bricks in order so I could put a post into the ground, but not just into the ground. It had to go in 90 centimeters, which is almost a meter. It was hard to say the least. It was super hard, and I was sweating, and I had to lie down on my stomach on the actual concrete floor with this drill. And the thing is, the drill only works in at an angle, but there's no angle I could create because it's so thin, like it's such a small space. I'm like having to push the drill with one hand. My hands were dying, and I had to do that for five different posts in that space. I thought to myself, what the heck have I taken on here? Like exhausting. By end of that first day that I did that, of all the weekends that I spent putting my fence in, I was already dead. And think so. I'm tired from all the hard work that I've been putting in, but this is my passion, right? So when I woke up the other day, and it's just continued for months and months. People know that I've been doing this. When I woke up the other day, Caroline was sitting in the bed, and I said goodbye to her in the morning, and I said to her, "Baby, let's just kill the day. Like, let's just kill it. Let's take this day and just kill it. By tonight, we're gonna lie down together in bed, and we're gonna be like, we killed the day. Like, don't let how you feel determine how you behave and how you act. Go and take it, and kill it. Just as much as you can, get the thing you want, get it. Nothing's going to stop you from doing it. The only thing that does is us. Like we limit ourselves and we hold ourselves back. So we need to learn these things, learn the skills, so that we can kill it. We can get it, whatever we want, whatever that inspiration is. As long as we have a good reason and a good system, you'll get it. You can't not. The only reason why you don't get it is when you quit or you actually don't want it in the first place. But listen, Elon Musk, he's flipping making rockets that fly into space. That's crazy. In my head, it's like, that's crazy. Like, who had an idea to take people to Mars? Well, someone did, and now they're going to probably be doing it. You know? So, had a big inspiration. He's got this big reason because he thinks that humans need to be multiplanetary. That's his belief. That's his why. So he's like, okay, I'm going to make rockets and I'm going to go and colonize another planet. It's crazy. And we all are here in doing the little things in life, making it hard for ourselves. No, we don't have to do that. We can achieve big things. All right. Um, I hope you all had a great time with me this last hour. And each of you, I work with you individually. I'm a one-on-one coach, not a group coach. So individually, we'll be talking to you about the various things that we've spoken about here. And if you have questions, you just directly message me. And but most of you I see, and I will be seeing you either face to face. And if I'm not, then we'll make a plan to talk so that we can get clear on your inspiration and then your your reason for doing that. And then bang, I'll do the rest. All right. Have a really good evening, everybody. Take care. I'll see you soon. It's my pleasure. My pleasure, Joe. Take care. Bye now.